Imagine this. You are driving your usual route to work. You have your coffee, the radio is playing, and you are completely relaxed. You haven't had a speeding ticket in a decade. You tap your phone, just for a split second, to accept a faster GPS route. Suddenly, your rearview mirror explodes with flashing red and blue lights. You pull over, thinking your taillight is out. But the officer walks up to your window, demands your license, and hands you a mandatory $500 citation. On top of that, your insurance rates are about to skyrocket. You try to explain, but the officer just shakes their head. New federal law, they say. Right now, as you watch this video, there is a massive probability that you are a serial traffic offender and you don't even know it. While you were celebrating the new year, a silent nationwide revolution took place on American roads. Lawmakers quietly passed and activated a series of severe legal changes that fundamentally altered the rulebook for every single driver in this country. And if you are still driving the exact same way you did in 2025, you are driving directly into a financial trap. People are getting pulled over by the thousands. They are facing crippling fines, stacked license points, and in extreme cases, arrests, all for things they thought were perfectly legal. Recent surveys reveal a terrifying reality. Over 50% of licensed drivers have absolutely zero idea these 10 new laws exist. And the justice system does not care about your ignorance. I didn't know will not save you from a court date. There is one rule in particular, law number 4 on our list today, that is financially destroying veteran drivers. It turns what feels like a polite, common-sense driving habit into a devastating penalty. Stay with me, because making this one split-second mistake will cost you instantly. As we rolled into 2026, 10 major driving laws went live. Some are federal, blanketing the entire country. Some are state level. But the scariest part is the absolute silence from the government. No TV alerts, no letters in the mail. Just aggressive, immediate enforcement by police departments across the country. In this video, I am going to expose what the government didn't. I will walk you through all 10 laws in plain English so you know exactly what habits to break today to protect your bank account. Hi, I'm Sophia. I spend my life digging through dense legislative changes and enforcement bulletins so you don't have to learn about them the hard way on the side of a highway. Let's get to it. Law number 1, the federal handheld ban, zero tolerance. The first law is catching everyone, and it applies nationwide with absolutely zero wiggle room. As of January 2026, a draconian federal distracted driving standard completely changed how mobile devices are treated inside a vehicle. Forget the old rules. Here is the terrifying new reality. If an officer sees a phone in your hand while the car is in drive, you are guilty. It does not matter if you are stopped dead at a red light. It does not matter if you are stuck in gridlock traffic moving at 0 miles per hour. If the engine is on, you are in the driver's seat and that phone is physically touching your hand, you have broken federal law. The fines are meant to hurt. First offense, a mandatory $250. Second offense, it doubles to $500. And worse, it adds permanent points to your license. Your insurance company will find out, and the premium hikes will cost you thousands over the next few years. Do not try the pizza slice loophole. You know what I mean? Holding the phone flat near your mouth on speakerphone. That is explicitly illegal now. Hands-free legally requires the device to be in a commercially manufactured mount on your dash or connected via built-in Bluetooth. If your hand touches it, you get a ticket. Period. Spend $15 on a mount today, or spend $500 on insurance premiums tomorrow. Law number 2, the rush hour lane trap. Law number 2 is causing massive confusion and resulting in highway patrol writing tickets nonstop. In 2026, over 20 states activated the right lane usage rule for multi-lane highways. On highways with 3 or more lanes, the far right lane is now legally designated strictly for entering and exiting vehicles during peak rush hours. If you are just cruising in the right lane because you like driving slowly and you have no intention of exiting within the next 2 miles, you must move to the center or left lanes. The law is designed to stop bottlenecks at on-ramps. Here's the trap. Drivers think this applies 24/7. It doesn't. It only applies during strictly defined rush hours, usually 6 a.m., 9 a.m., and 4 p.m., 7 p.m. But during those windows, officers are aggressively pulling over right lane cruisers. Fines range from $150 to $300. Check your state's rush hour times or stay out of the right lane during your commute. Law 3. The speed camera loophole, your defense. This third law is actually your secret weapon to fight back, but only if you know it exists. Speed and red light cameras are everywhere, operating like automated cash registers for the city. But to stop predatory ticketing, several states passed a law in 2026 demanding strict advanced warning criteria. By law, there must be highly visible, unobstructed signage exactly 500 feet before the camera zone. If you get a ticket in the mail, do not blindly pay it. Go to the location. If the warning sign is missing, covered by graffiti, blocked by overgrown tree branches, or placed at the wrong distance, you hold the golden ticket. Take photos of the obscured sign from the driver's perspective and contest it in court. Judges are throwing out thousands of these tickets right now because cities failed to update their signage. Make the city prove they followed the law before you hand over your hard-earned cash. Law number 4, the emergency vehicle trap, the $500 mistake. Do not skip this. This is the single biggest trap of 2026. How do you react when an ambulance or fire truck comes up behind you? You pull over to the right and stop, right? And as soon as their rear bumper passes your car, you immediately signal and merge back into traffic. If you do that today, you will be hit with a massive, crippling fine. The move over law has been entirely rewritten. Now there is a mandatory mathematical procedure. When an emergency vehicle approaches, you must pull to the right and come to a complete dead stop. No rolling, no creeping. Here is the trap. You are legally required to remain completely stopped until that emergency vehicle is a minimum of 200 feet ahead of you. Most drivers instinctively merge back into the road the second the ambulance passes. That is now illegal. 200 feet is about 4 to 5 car lengths, or 2/3 of a football field. Officers are specifically tailing emergency vehicles to catch drivers who pull back into traffic too quickly. Fines start at $500 plus mandatory Saturday traffic school. The goal is to stop secondary accidents, but the result is an absolute field day for ticket quotas. Wait for the 200-foot gap or pay the price. Law 5. The EV idle penalty. If you drive an electric vehicle, the rules of filling up just got highly punitive. In 2026, it became explicitly illegal to occupy an EV charging space if your vehicle is not actively drawing power. And yes, this applies even if you are plugged in. Once your battery hits 100%, you are officially on a very short timer. Most municipalities now offer a strict 10 to 15-minute grace period. The second that timer expires, you are illegally parked. Fines start at $100 and compound quickly. Worse, smart chargers are now equipped with sensors that automatically ping parking enforcement the moment your charge finishes. You aren't just fighting a meter maid, you are fighting an automated ticketing grid. Set an alarm on your phone, unplug, and move your car immediately. Law number 6, the school zone crackdown. Parents are furious about this one because it defies decades of driving habits. You used to know exactly when a school zone was active, an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon. In 2026, states blew those windows wide open. Because of before-school care, sports practices, and staggered pickups, school zone speed limits are now actively enforced for massive blocks of the day, often from 6 a.m. straight through to 6:09 p.m., and the penalties are ruthless. Fines have officially doubled. A standard school zone ticket now easily breaches $500 with mandatory license points. In several strict states, driving 15 mph over the 20 mph school zone limit is no longer a traffic citation. It is a criminal misdemeanor. You can face a judge and potential jail time. If you see a school zone sign, treat it like a live minefield, no matter the time of day. Quick legal note, I am providing educational insights, not formal legal advice. Traffic ordinances vary by county and state, so verify with your local DMV. But knowing these baseline changes puts you miles ahead of the pack. If this is saving you money, hit subscribe because my next video covers exactly what to say to an officer to legally de-escalate a traffic stop. Law Furker 7, the dash cam privacy lawsuit. Dash cams are incredible for protecting yourself in an accident. In 2026, laws were passed confirming your absolute right to record your own traffic stops. The police cannot tell you to turn your dash cam off. but a hidden legal landmine was attached to this freedom. If you take that dashcam footage and post it to TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook without blurring the faces and license plates of the private citizens in the background, you are violating strict new digital privacy laws. People are getting hit with devastating civil lawsuits for invasion of privacy. You might win your $150 traffic ticket in court, but lose $15,000 in a civil suit because you posted unblurred footage online. Use your dash cam for court defense and insurance claims, not for social media clout. Law number 8, the THC per se trap. This is the most controversial law of the year, and it is resulting in perfectly sober people getting arrested for DUIs. With the widespread legalization of cannabis, lawmakers panicked about road safety and implemented per se THC limits. This works just like the 0.08 blood alcohol limit. If a blood test shows you have more than a specific threshold of THC in your system, usually around 5 nanograms per milliliter, you are automatically charged with a DUI. Here is the scientific nightmare. THC is fat-soluble. It stays in your bloodstream for days or even weeks after the psychoactive effects wear off. You could legally consume cannabis on a Friday night, sleep for 12 hours, feel 100% stone-cold sober by Sunday morning, get pulled over for a broken taillight, and fail a blood test. You will be arrested for a DUI even if you are not impaired. While you can fight it in court with expensive lawyers, the burden of proof is incredibly high. If you consume, understand that your biological timeline does not match the legal timeline. Law number 9, teen curfews and parental liability. If you have a teenager or if you are a teen driver, your freedom just got heavily restricted. States have realized that the majority of fatal teen crashes happen at night with multiple kids in the car. To stop this, 2026 introduced brutal teen driving curfews. Even with a full unrestricted license, drivers under 18 cannot be on the road between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. without documented proof of a work shift or family emergency. Furthermore, passenger limits are heavily enforced. A teen driver is legally barred from having more than one non-family passenger under the age of 21 in the vehicle. Here is the kicker. When a teenager breaks this law, the ticket, the fine, and the insurance hike often go directly to the registered owner of the vehicle, the parents. A single joyride by your teenager can cost you $300 instantly. Have this conversation at the dinner table tonight. Law number 10, the autonomous driving shift. Even if you drive a 2005 Honda Civic, this law affects you because you share the road with AI. In 2026, laws were finalized regarding who is at fault when a self-driving car crashes. The massive shift is this. If an autonomous vehicle is in full self-driving mode and hits you, the tech company, the manufacturer, is legally liable, not the human sitting in the driver's seat. But here's the catch that insurance companies are using to avoid paying payouts. This corporate liability instantly vanishes if the human driver touched the steering wheel, tapped the brakes, or ignored an audio warning prompt milliseconds before the crash. If you are hit by a Tesla or a Waymo, you must demand that the police officer pulls and documents the vehicle's telemetry data logs on the official police report. If you don't secure proof that the car was in full autonomous mode, the human driver will blame the machine company will blame the human, and you will be left paying for your own medical bills. Document everything. The bottom line: adapt or pay. The rules of the road were entirely rewritten in 2026, and millions of drivers are currently playing a game where they don't know the rules. From the absolute zero-tolerance handheld ban to the massive school zone expansions, ignorance is no longer a defense. And please permanently engrave law number 4 into your brain. When yielding to an emergency vehicle, stop completely and do not take your foot off the brake until they are 200 feet, 4 car lengths ahead of you. I spent days analyzing these legal codes so you don't have to learn about them from an angry officer with a ticket book. The landscape of driving is only going to get stricter from here. Protect yourself, protect your insurance rates, and drive smart. Hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and stay tuned for our next video where we cover the exact legal phrases you must use during a traffic stop to protect your constitutional rights. Stay safe out there.